Welcome to Real Food Comes Dirty live chat. Here we are in the week of Christmas, day after winter solstice, which to me is always the beginning of the new garden season. Yeah, say hi and let me know you're here. I see we have a few people out there, but there we go. Hi, Pauline. Hey, I think you were maybe fighting what I kind of have. I hope you're feeling better. I'm still feeling a little, what's the word? I'm about 90%, I think. So I thought we'd go for a little while today and see how that works. I just needed to like get back in the saddle. I don't know how you guys are when I don't get sick very often. Like this might have been my first upper respiratory thing in I almost want to say 10 years. So this is a bit unusual for me. And this particular virus that's going around, at least up here in the Detroit area, is it just won't end. So but I need it to end. So yeah, I'm really done with it. And so for me, it is a great mental, almost health decision to go, you know what, time to look towards the next growing season. And every day now, we're going to be getting more light. I did a little bit of, I don't want to say research, I did a little bit of reading on this whole winter solstice thing. And wow, there's just a lot to it. And the cool thing is, it's not like we get 2 minutes and 2 seconds extra every day. It varies depending on kind of the angle that the Earth is towards the sun. So right now, I guess the northern hemisphere tilted a little bit away from the sun. But as we head towards summer equinox, we start tipping a little more towards the sun. So like this week, I think we'll end up getting a couple minutes for the whole week or for 10 days. And then come summer equinox, summer equinox, we'll be getting like 25 minutes extra a day. So all I know is for sure we'll have more sunlight today than we had yesterday. And as far as I'm concerned, that is about, look at, I didn't turn my phone off. Sorry about that. We're going to click that off. It's one of my children who are hoping they can still get here for Christmas without completely changing topic. My 3 kids live all over the United States. One is in Chicago, one is in San Francisco, and one is in Denver. And apparently tonight, Detroit is supposed to be hammered with some winter storms. So there is thought that maybe a lot of these flights will not be coming in tomorrow. So we'll just kind of have to wait and see. Let me just check back over here. And I haven't really said hey or ho to anybody. Oh, Pauline, you're still fighting it. Oh my goodness. It's horrible. Like I said, and I've been at this now 2 weeks, and I still feel like I have the tail end of it that I'm dealing with. Yeah, not fun at all. Hi, Amelia. Good to see you, Stephen. Good to see you. Yes, happy growing season 2023. Yes. It is time to look forward to what is happening. Uh, oh, okay. I got to show this because this is crazy weather for Georgia. Getting prepared for a 5-degree weather with 0-degree wind chill in Georgia. I had no idea Georgia could ever get that cold. I feel bad for states like that who aren't really prepped. Uh, I don't know if you get snowfall as well, but I would imagine it would be like any other state that's not used to getting snowfall. We're used to it, so we know how to deal with it. So I hope you can hunker down tonight, Rebecca. And gosh, we're not even going down to 0 tonight. So yeah, stay warm. Hi, Stephen from the Urban White Buffalo Farm. Good to see you here. Wow, Pauline, I haven't had COVID. I actually took my first COVID test this week. Those are fun because I wasn't sure, and it's not, but it's nasty, whatever it is. Hello, Chris and Elizabeth from Southwest Scotland. So glad you're here. Wow, there's a lot in. Hi, Sandy. Yeah, I'll take any extra bit of sun I can get. It's not too sunny today. It's actually pretty overcast, but I will take longer days all day long. Hi, Soph. Good to have you in. So let me pull up my list of things that I kind of wanted to talk about today. And the biggie, of course, is time to get serious about our next garden year. Now, we are doing a thing on the Potty Mouth Garden Club where we are all starting our onion seedlings on the 26th of December, which in Canada and the UK is called Boxing Day. So I'm going to give that a try. I kind of wonder, because I'm pretty sure the UK can get their onions out a bit earlier than me. I'm just going to double check if I'm going to be planting out these enormous onion plants come time for me to plant outdoors. But I'm going to give it a try because, right, no guts, no glory. So Pauline is asking, does everybody have their onion seeds ready for Boxing Day? So I will do a video on that because the Potty Mouth Garden Club this week is going to be at 11 a.m. British Standard Time, which for me is 6 a.m. And as much as I love my fellow potty mouthers, I'm not getting up at 6 a.m. So I will do a video instead. But I think it'll be kind of fun if we all get them in that day and see how we all do. One of the other things I'm going to be planting, and I'll say end of December, early January, is I need to get my artichokes in because where I live, artichokes are an annual, not a perennial. So I need to get them in quite early. So I'm putting a decent size plant outside. And I'd like to do a big grouping of them. Some for actually taking off the occasional artichoke and others just to let them go to seed because the flowers they produce are just spectacular. So yeah, those seeds need to get in. I am going to try growing an indoor cucumber. Jessie over at plot 37 grew one last year in her home. I know it's Steve, and he changed the name of his channel. It used to be the Seaside Allotment, and now it's, I think, Kitchen Garden and Seaside Allotment. He grows cucumbers indoors all the time. So I'm going to try it. You need to get a type of cucumber that does not require any pollination. And here's the $100 word for that. It's called parthenocarpic. And it's not a self-pollinating type. It's actually one that just does not require pollination. So, and they're usually seedless. So I've got my seeds. So I'll get that going in the next, I would say in the next couple of weeks, because the point is I'm not putting it outdoors. I just wanted to produce some things in my house. And I think it's time to get some more microgreens going. And my lettuce for the indoor growing season has not been started yet. So a little behind. So I need to get going on those. Let me just catch up here on the chat. Okay. Looks like a lot of people are doing the Boxing Day. I sew mine different to them on, okay, Amelia sews hers different. What is different about how you sew those? I would just be curious. Pauline's got Boratana, an Italian variety, and Yellow Sweet Spanish. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Amelia's saying she sowed a cuke in February a couple of years ago, but it got too big. I wonder if you could maintain its size. I know it's a vine, so I wonder if you could, I don't know. We'll see. I'm planning to grow it up that back, I think this is correct. This, like the edge of that shelf. So we'll see. And this room gets a lot of light. So we'll see. I am growing a variety called Bayet Alpha. I know there's a lot because I think they've been bred primarily for people who grow inside hoop houses, or I guess that would be a polytunnel as well. I always wonder sometimes how tomatoes fare so well in polytunnels. You must have to leave doors open a whole lot. So I will be doing a little video footage on how the cucumber ends up doing inside. So we will see. And then if I guess I have to trail it across the top of the closet there, I think I will. Let's see what else. This is what Amelia says, how she does it different. I sow my seeds in a approximately 6 centimeter square pot, let them grow, and then pot them into bigger pots before planting out. Okay. Well, I'm kind of thinking that might be similar to what I'm doing, but we'll find out on the 26th if I have all my wits about me. I'm just thrilled to really be in a position to go, okay, time to get this next garden season going. What are you guys looking forward to growing this year? I just put in a really big seed order for a whole lot of flowers. So I'm very excited to get those. I am going to be starting to video some seed hauls, so to speak, just going through all the seeds I've gotten, why I like them, why I may be giving them a try. Because I know as gardeners, I don't ever get tired of seeing a seed haul because I might see a seed that I hadn't thought about. So uh, I love watching those. So it's kind of like a potato. What are those, like a potato harvest? I know it's just digging up potatoes out of the ground or out of a bag. I just never seem to get tired of them. I don't know why, because pretty much they're the same. And either it's a great harvest or it's a mediocre harvest. But I just like watching them. Oh wow, Steve is saying if he decides to grow a cucumber, he has 14-foot vaulted ceilings, and he could set up a 10-foot trellis. Well, yeah, that would be pretty remarkable. Um, that's a tall ceiling. Very nice, Steve. I think that's a great idea. Oh, good. Amelia's going to put pictures of the onions that she already has growing over on the Potty Mouth Discord channel, which is, yeah. Oh, good. There's someone that shares my crazy. I think it's just a gardener thing. I don't know. Yeah, never tire of them. It's crazy because you really do know what's coming, but it's awesome. Okay. Uh, so are y'all ready for Christmas coming here, or whatever tradition it is that you celebrate? It came out of nowhere. Like, I can't believe Sunday is the day. Because I mean, I've essentially lost a couple weeks of my life with this silly cold. And I just feel like, wow, we'll see. It's going to be what it is. I can't, at this point in my life, I'm not going to make too many heroic gestures to make Sunday more magical than it just will if it can all be together. I will just be very thrilled if my two kids that are flying in actually can make it. Oh, Mama's Oasis allotment. She dug her first parsnips. I tried chitting. They are the best I've ever grown. Oh, well, I've never grown parsnips. So, uh, fabulous. We are growing them next year. We're having a parsnip grow off with the Potty Mouth Garden Club. We're growing gladiator variety. I don't know if it's about how big they are, how much they weigh. I don't know that matters. I will just be thrilled to grow some. And I have been hesitant to grow them because, and I'm probably more of a UK gardener follower than a lot of the US channels. Well, first of all, there aren't that many US channels. And I just find that UK gardeners, it's like they've been doing this since they were born. And so they just know what they're doing. So, you know how some of them, like they bore out holes, they, dig holes and they put PVC tubes down them, and then they fill them with different kind of a soil mix. And I'm sorry. I just thought, "No," because I can still get them at the store, uh, for a less than for a reasonable price. Um, but I thought, "You know what? If it's like everything else, they're gonna taste better if you grow them yourself." And then I saw Tony Smith, this year, he just chucked the seeds in, and he had a pretty nice harvest of them. So I thought, that's more my kinda style than let's bore holes I and I don't know that all of these people were growing them for show parsnips. They just wanted to get big parsnips. So, in any event, we're gonna do a I don't wanna call it a contest because it's not it's just like we're all gonna grow these gladiator, parsnips and see what happens. So I'm very excited to do that since I, have not done that in the past. You know, Sandy's saying she's not feeling the Christmas spirit just yet. Fast forward to spring. There are times when I just wanna go, "And what exactly is the Christmas spirit?" Okay, we put up I have some wreaths. I don't know if you can see that in the window. In my office, I have 3 windows around me. Put up some wreath. I have a birch, uh, tree with little twinkle lights on it there. We have our Christmas tree in the main room. I kinda feel like Christmas spirit is just spending time with your friends and family, um, and enjoying that time together. Those Hallmark movies about Christmas spirit and all this just make me a little it's not real. We're all just humans, and we're doing our best, and sometimes we feel it and sometimes we don't, right? Um, okay, I did a bit of experimenting. Okay, you chitted your seeds before you put them in. Okay. I've seen a lot of people do the pre-chit seeds. I just ordered mine, but I don't think they go in till maybe, like, April. Um, so I have seen that done because apparently, parsnip seed, can be a little difficult to get rolling. So I just might do that too. Uh, I've never grown or eaten a parsnip. Didn't even know what they were before I started gardening. Don't see them in the stores in my part of the US. Okay. Well, I have a feeling you're gonna really like them because there's a sweetness to a parsnip. Um, I mean, they're great when they're roasted. That's kind of my favorite way to consume a parsnip. I grew up with them because my parents were from Scotland. So I essentially grew up in a Scottish home, but in the United States. So I didn't realize that some of the things we did were not what everyone else did around here. Um, Here's Pauline talking about our parsnips. Nothing fancy, just sow them and hope. Ours are really good this year, although up till this week they were frozen in the ground. Yes, I get it. Uh, I think I think I told you all before that I finally got all my um, carrots and potatoes up because I was pushing that window, it lulled me into a false sense that fall was going to go on forever. And I ended up like thinking I was going to have to chisel my carrots out, but they're out. Yeah, I agree, Pauline. Yeah, Christmas it's all about commercial stuff. So this year for our kids, we decided, and I think I can say this even if they watch this, which I don't know if they do. We decided to get them all an experience. Like, what would you like to do? Sir. And one of our kids wanted to a membership to a museum, and a botanical garden thing. And I was like, absolutely. I mean, that's so much better than, do you need one more fill in the blank? I think most of us live in such a way that if we really want something or need something, we figure out a way to obtain that. So I don't think any of us are lacking for one more tchotchke to make us feel, fulfilled, whatever. Oh, hi, Sandy. Yes, actually, my parents are from Glasgow, or were from Glasgow. Uh, yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I have a very soft spot in my heart for Scotland. So been there many times. Uh, Beautiful, beautiful highlands, and but once you get up past all the cities, it's just stunning. Yeah, not real. Well, sometimes they're a little dirty pleasure, right? Like, please let me pretend like this is actually part of my life. Uh, yes, and the stories aren't quite. They're not so deep that you can't miss a right. You can keep following along even if you get up to get a new cup of coffee or whatever. Yeah. Hi, Karen. So we were chatting about parsnips. So I'm so glad. I think there's going to be a lot of great information from all of you experienced parsnip growers. But yeah, I'm going to give that a shot. And I tend to be uh, a somewhat overly competitive person. I work really hard not to be. Uh, so I'm gonna try to just take it down a notch with the parsnips and just let them be what they will. But I'll probably do a good deal of research on those before I put them in the ground because I'm gonna have to at least beat maybe Tony, right? Um, Steve is like the garden whisperer, so I'm not necessarily thinking I'm gonna beat him, but I would kind of like to beat Tony a little bit, maybe. Okay, so and Soph, if you're still here, you don't have to pass that on. Anyway, let's see what else. Oh, here's something new I'm gonna do in January because January, I mean, although it's like we can get started, it's really more February and March when seeding, looking after your seed, all that really kicks up into high gear. So I'm going to do a thing called Jamuary. And because I do preserve a whole lot of what I grow in the garden. And this year I did not get to, I'll try to get to a farmer's market and buy, fresh berries, fresh peaches, organically grown stuff that has just come off the farmer's truck. Well, that did not happen for me this year. So I am going to do a month, so it's probably four jams that I'm going to make in January from frozen fruit, because usually that's frozen right at its peak. A low sugar version of jam. So I'll have probably one video a week coming out on that come January. I think that might be kind of fun because we're so busy during the gardening season that even if I were to go and buy fresh peaches, they would have probably ended up in the freezer because I don't know that I'd have time to process them when I'm trying to do everything else that's coming in. So I thought, January is a nice time to maybe sit back and do that. So one of them is going to be a blackberry rosemary jam. I'm trying to come up with some combinations that are not quite expected. My husband said, I would love that, just nothing with the word berry in it. So he didn't want blueberry but I thought, blackberry, you're going to have to just deal with that one because that's like my favorite berry. So, and then we're going to do a peach, but I'm also thinking of maybe adding little jalapeno to that. Maybe, something just to make it not taste like, peach pie filling. Gonna do a cherry, and I think I might do a sour cherry and a sweet cherry, just to see how they are. And the mango one, and mango. And the mango is the one that I think I'm going to put some heat in because I think that would be kind of delightful. Oh, blueberry lavender. That sounds delicious. Blackberry ginger. Ooh, okay. Awesome. Yeah, and honestly, jams are one of the easiest things to can. It's a great. I want to kind of, check it out and see if this might be something I would like. Jams are a great thing to do, and they can just be water bathed. So if you just have a nice stock pot, you can can them. They don't have to be canned for very long. I think like 10 minutes. Grand Marnier in peach jam. Now you're talking my language right there. Oh, that would be so good. Okay, when this is over, I'm going to have to write all these things down. Yeah, because it's 4 weeks in January doesn't mean I can't make more kinds. Just don't need to make so many. Okay. Oh, America's so big. I don't know the distance involved, but I hope they get home. I do too. Yeah, I do too. And I'd love to tell you that I know exactly how many miles it is. All I know is if we were to drive to California, it would take us 5 days. If we were to drive to Denver, it's 2 to 3 days. So far enough away. I mean, I believe it's closer for me to fly to the UK than it is for me to fly to California. I think. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, it's crazy. The United States is so huge. It's crazy to kind of try to wrap. I mean, my state is larger than the entire UK, which is because we're not one of the biggest states. We're the mitten with the little hangout on the top. But it's just amazing how enormous. It really is. It really is crazy. So, yes. Um, uh, oh, that's an interesting question. I wonder what will happen to the indigenous plants with this weather change. Well, we could go with a National Geographic answer, which is, you know, they survive or they don't. Um, but I also think that what's happening above the earth is not always what's happening below it. So sometimes roots are more protected uh, than we think they are. And a lot of the, at least indigenous for us, they would have to be able to be frozen. How long and how deep that freeze can be, uh, I have I have no idea. Uh, but I do know uh, anything that survives here needs to be able to survive um, a good frost. So we will see, and we'll see what comes back in the spring for sure. But yeah, you always wonder things like, but I don't think, although temperatures seem extreme right now, I don't know that at least here we're setting any records, any record lows or any record highs. I think these have all been temperatures that we have seen before. I think we're just seeing them in a kind of a whole new way, and maybe for longer. Maybe it's all stacked on each other. So we'll kind of see. Yeah, we'll kind of see. Oh, hi, Graham. Good to see you. Um, okay, let me back up just a mish. We got a uh burst of comments there that I think I kind of missed. Oh, Sandy is thinking about dipping her toe into canning. And I've got to tell you, jams are probably the easiest, and you get a whole lot of immediate gratification from doing jams. And I've got a new pectin this year that's a low sugar pectin, which I just am interested in because boy, some of these jam recipes, the amount of sugar that is added, I just think I can't even believe it takes that much to sweeten a berry that is pretty sweet to begin with. So I want to try to experiment a little bit with that, but still make it a safe canning process, right? Okay, back to the Grand Marnier and the peach jam. Gosh, that sounds really good. Uh, wow. I already ran out of homemade tomato sauce. Wow. We put up so much tomato sauce this year. I think I think yeah, no, we're not. I'll be amazed if we run out. I was thinking, do I even have to grow tomatoes next year? No, I do. I have to. You got to have fresh tomatoes. Um Oh, Graham, sorry you have not been feeling well. I sure hope you don't have what I had, or I'm actually still at the tail end of it. So, well, Amanda, you're forgiven if you're making mince pies. That was one thing as a kid. There was this couple, we are very close to Canada here, and Windsor, uh, is that the capital? Anyway, it's very busy, and it's like Detroit, Windsor, and we used to shop in Windsor for some Scottish, uh, like the Scottish butcher was over in Windsor. So we would go there and mince pies, or meat pies, I forget what we used to call them. And my dad would just like, that was like the best treat on the whole planet. I did not have a real appreciation for those as a kid. You know, I probably wanted more of the, can we have hot dogs or whatever, you know, we were into, but mince pies, I do recall that. I also recall my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, who lived with us after I was born, making haggis one night, and my dad coming home from work and letting her know if she ever chose to make that again in his home, he would be happy to let her go live back in Scotland. So, and I'm not sure he said it that politely, but he was not a fan of the. Neither were, I don't think, any of us. Okay, what do we got going here? Yes, Pomona's pectin. Exactly. Yes. I've never used it before, but I just love the fact that I don't have to uh, add 12 cups of sugar to make jams. Leanne. Hello, Leanne. I don't think I greeted you. Jams and pickles are a nice start and only need water bath. I haven't got a pressure canner yet, but hopefully one day. Yes, I'm going to do a review video on my. I realize I have a lot of canners, and this new, it's a new Presto electric pressure canner, and it is so nice, and it's so easy to use. It's like a cross between an Instant Pot and a rice maker. It's kind of how because it's easier, a little easier than Instant Pot, which is quite easy. But you can do really small batch pressure canning in it, which I like because, again, it's just my husband and I now. So I don't have to, I'm not cooking for 5 anymore. So I don't need to have, you know, hundreds of jars of anything. But yeah, but I am going to do a review on that one because I really do like it. It's a little silly expensive, uh, but easy and nice. And I'm not as mobile as I once was. So it's one that I can actually handle myself. So for me, that's worth a lot. Um, and I also have a ball. It's an electric water bath canner that I use to make broths in a lot. But I was also realizing that might be really easy for me because it's right by the sink. I don't have to lug water back and forth to the stove. And then I can just let the water out because it has a nozzle. So I think I'll do one. I think I'll do a review on both of those because they're very nice tools in the kitchen. Oh, here's Amelia. The question was, I think this is in response to what kind of onion seeds are we starting? That's a nice. That is definitely a nice group. I I should have had a list of what I'm starting. I'm starting a lot more than I have in the past because I start some seeds. I buy some from a place called Dixondale Farms here in the US, who's one of the biggest onion purveyors that we have. Um, but they only have certain varieties. And they come as a start, not as a what is the little thing where you plant just like the little onion bulb? Which I've never done. Uh, Sets? I think they're sets. But this one sells starts. So I thought so I'm not even getting them. Uh, I'm not even buying any starts this year. I'm just going to start them all myself. And I think if I do it this early, I'm not going to have any problems. Uh, and I am sure this is so cute. We've had a couple of haggis comments. It was more I'm not sure how my grandmother was making it. I just know that my dad was seriously put off by the aroma of the haggis. Uh, okay, now this is interesting because I have watched some people in the UK do stuff, and they don't seem to. It's like they just put them in a jar and call it a day. I don't know about that. I mean, I know there are refrigerator pickles that you can make and freezer jam, but I don't know that I would trust not canning it a little bit. Um, okay, well, maybe I'll give haggis a try. I just know that again, that was I was little. I was, maybe 8 or something when Dougal's head kind of popped off his shoulders and said, "Nope, we are not making that here." Um, oh my, I just Okay, so I think the jam thing might be fun to do. Seems like uh and the other thing is I was thinking I would start doing a weekly garden tour of the garden. Although I know sometimes during the year it doesn't change much, but then it really does. So I thought I might do like just a weekly garden tour and cook the haggis in the garage. Okay, if I ever do partake in haggis, I think I will have it on my next trip to Scotland. I'll just have it there where they obviously maybe know better how to prepare it. So that's what I'm gonna say. uh, okay. So does a weekly garden tour sound like that would be good? I think maybe once things start to thaw, um, start doing that. Uh, yeah, gosh, we've been on like almost 50 minutes. I can't believe it. I kind of feel like I've just been rambling a little bit today, but I am most excited to get off to this new season and see things growing. Uh, yeah, I just saying, it's very different than uh, that we sterilize the jars in the oven. The jam is very hot. We put it in the jar. Yeah, I get it. I'm just not used to that. And every time I would see something, I think, well, don't you have to somehow protect that from itself? Um, but that, if it works, right? Oh, well, I don't want to kick you, Graham. I think I think we all need I think we all need a little bit of encouragement as the garden year goes on because we all hit walls and we all hit, oh, if I have to water one more time in the month of August. I mean, we just do. Because sometimes in the month of August, at least for us, we're watering 2, possibly 3 times a day because it's so hot. So, yeah, I just think we all need to, and that's why I think this whole garden community is fun because we will get motivated by each other and we will maybe get an idea from someone on how to do something different and a little simpler because sometimes we just do things because that's the way we've always done it. And, that doesn't mean it's. I remember hearing a story about a woman who always cut, when she was making like a big ham for a holiday, and she would always cut it in half. And I think it was her daughter or something said, "Why do you always cut the ham in half?" She said, "Well, that's just how we do it." And it was because her mother's oven was smaller than this now daughter's oven, and so it got cut in half so it would fit. But she always thought that was just part of how you made a ham. So sometimes, we just it's nice to get a fresh idea and see things sometimes through somebody else's eyes. So here we are. Are we 3 days out from Christmas? What is this? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday's Christmas. So I hope my kids make it in. I hope if your families are traveling, that they make it safely or that you make it safely. So I will wish you all a Merry Christmas. And if you celebrate a different tradition than that, I wish you a happy holiday. And we will be back on the I think it's the 27th, 2 weeks from now, or not 2 weeks, 1 week from now. And this is the 22nd. So that will be the 29th. Oh, we'll be coming up for New Year's. That will be fun. I think I might have my onions in by then. Maybe an onion video out by then. But anyway, I just wish you a lovely holiday season here. Enjoy this coming weekend. And I'll see you after the holidays. Thank you again for being here. It's always fun. Hi, Philip. Merry Christmas. This is just great fun for me. So thank you so much for being here. Not sure what we're going to talk about in a week, but might be some good Christmas stories to share. We'll see. Because yes, there might be some good Christmas stories, right? So you all take care, and I'll see you next week. Bye.